My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Oh, yeah, a second. I got one of my action figures showing up right up there. Here, you can see it. Look at that. My camera's a bit off. You can see the show. You know what? We're going to see the whole thing. What is that? That is, it's one of the Sycorax. One of the Sycorax. If I go a little further, you can you see it? Oh, no, you can't see it. It's back there. It's being chased by, you can just see it in the background. It's being chased by, what's it called again? From the, what's the name of that thing? The giant spider, played by a famous woman who I never heard of before. It was the one with Donna. Oh, wow, what was the name of that thing? Not a Sycorax. Sycorax was the Christmas invasion. I can't bloody remember. That thing, right? That thing. So anyway, there you go. Hello, thank you for joining me. Like, share, subscribe. That is fantastic. You're going to want to subscribe because by jiggery, you're not going to want to miss any of this content. Now, speaking especially to the people I hate watching. Oh, mwah, I love you. Please tell your friends, gather around, because I am going to be speaking some unspeakable heresies. Yeah, they're going to be obscene to the... I mean, they're not really obscene. It's just going to be crazy to you crazy people. To everybody else, I'm just taking the piss in the kind of PG-13 way. But anyway, for you, this is going to be unspeakable heresies. You're going to want to subscribe. And to anybody else out there who is saying, yeah, you're going to want to subscribe too, baby. You never... Just move my bloody camera again. What's going on? You do not know what is going to happen. There you go. I'm saying just there you go. I think I got too excited. I think my tummy pushed my desk, which pushed the pushed the camera. Yeah, I get excited, baby, and I'm fat. Those things happen. Okay, like, share, subscribe, comment. Oh my God, we have so much to go through today. You know. For me, this is Sunday morning, the 29th of January. In Israel, we don't have a Sunday. Sunday is, weekend is Friday and Saturday. So wherever it is back at work day, today is just like Monday. But for me, to me, it's always going to be Sunday. Sunday the 29th, I'm recording this in the morning. And there's just been so many articles. Like, there's so many Doctor Who articles that come out in the last few days. I don't know where to start. I mean, I do know where to start. I got one lined up that we're going to start with. But, you know, we're going to be going through them. And they're all going to be stupid. They're all gonna, I mean, you're gonna ask yourself, how can they all be stupid? There's gotta be one out, just by the law of averages, right? Just by the law of averages, they should have some thought in there which isn't banal and unbelievably dumb, right? They should have one that, I mean, I haven't read these yet, but my guess is no. No, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna read them and we're gonna take the piss, right? We're gonna take the piss if you get lucky. If you get lucky, they're going to piss me off synchronic, and my face is going to turn red. I'm going to sort of explode on camera. If not, I may just laugh a lot. I mean, I don't know. It depends. It takes a... I can never tell when I'm going to get irate. Like, I will watch the... which I think we're going to talk about in this video. I watched the trailer for the Season 9 Blu-ray, and, like, the first line in it is establishing these two girls in there are lesbians. I mean, like... I want to know. I want to know the pitch meeting. You know, Pete Mateague, right? Who wrote this? Also wrote the great moment in Doctor Who that was Praxius. So he wrote this one, and you got these two girls like. I don't know what they're doing. They're on a date in a cave, right? So, what's the pitch mean? They said, okay, we got these two lesbians, and they go to a cave, and they meet Joe Grant and a baby sea devil. You're like, why are they lesbians? Why aren't they lesbians? Why can't they be lesbians? Because you're a bigot, right? You're a bigot. No, Pete, mate. Pete. You're bonkers, mate. You're absolutely freaking bonkers, okay? Although I like seeing the baby sea devil. Not so much. I mean, have you seen the trailer? I like those trailers. What can I tell you? They try and do the shot of a sea devil coming out the water, and it just didn't work out well. It's at the end. It's like it didn't go well. I mean, somebody released and put on it the sea devil scream thing. You know when in the sea devil's story, John Pertwee uses his sonic screwdriver, it blows up the mines, and the sea devil's like and runs away. Somebody should really do that on this, right? So, speaking of which, okay, this is the last aside, then we're going to get to the actual video, right? Last aside. I saw somebody did this incredible version of the beginning of the McGann movie, which had the Ainley Master in it, and it was brilliant. It was actually brilliant. I'm doing a live stream tonight, so it's in the past for you. Well, I'm probably going to look at it. It was really genuinely very, very good. So there you go. like, share, subscribe. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Ladies and gentlemen, like, share, subscribe. Thank you very much. Like, share, subscribe. In the video notes, there is all links to all my social medias. My Instagram, my twat, my Substack. My Substack is my email newsletter. Now, I keep threatening content to come on my paid Substack, and what can I tell you? I've just had a ton of work come in recently, right? I'm like about half hour late recording this video because I had a ton of work coming. What do you want me to do? I find it hard to turn down work. Because, you know, when people like throw money at me to do menial chores, I'm like, well, okay then. Yes, I think I can do that. So there you go. But that will be happening at some point in the future. I don't know when. I really want to do t-shirts as well. I keep thinking of fun t-shirts, like geeky piss-taking t-shirts, right? That's really what I want. Like, you know, you could have a rainbow one that says "Stunning and Brave." I mean, like, the Eki thumb. The possibilities never end. I just don't have freaking time, mate. I wish I had more time. You know, I would if I could clone myself. Frankly, I think that the world would be better from that. What's that episode of Red Dwarf where you have an entire planet cloned from Rimmer, right? I gotta watch that. I haven't seen it for years. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment, sign up my Substack, comment. Yeah, I didn't mention that before. Let me know what you think. Even if you're like, see, you're full of shit, mate. I don't know what you're talking about. You can comment. That's fine. That'll be good too. If you want to comment, see, you are one attractive, sexy man. That's also fine, right? That is also fine. I won't stop you. I think everybody has the right to express themselves, however they so choose. I guess I think some erotic fantasy fetishes about me. I think it should be a sexual identity that should be protected, right? I guess YouTube would indeed protect that. Anyway, I'll let your mind, deal with that. Think about that by yourself. You know what that's like? You know, it's like that bit in Pulp Fiction where the guy they leave the cop alone with was it Michael Madsen, the who's psycho in it. He pulls out a razor and he sits on him and the camera pulls away and you just hear the guy go and your mind's going crazy, like, what the hell's going on there? Yeah, so that's kind of the same thing. Yeah. A bit of Rabbi after. Fine, like, share, subscribe, comment, Substack. We covered everything. We have covered everything. You're all covered, baby. You're all covered. You feel so funky. Fine. Let's get to this first story, right? This one isn't a new one. This one has been up. Okay, I pull out a bunch of things. I'm like, oh, that'll be good to get to, right? That'll be good to look at. This one's just been in that file for too long. Your time has come. Screen Rant. Oh, we love you, Screen Rant. We love you, Screen Rant. Oh, you're so beautiful. And also, I thought this was a completely different title, right? The title is Doctor Who hints the 14th Doctor is secretly unkillable. Oh, really? I don't think it does, but I mean, I thought it said, and I thought, so this article came out 10 days ago, right? I always thought for the last 10 days, it said unlikable, right? Unkillable? How did they come up with that? I don't know. All right, let's read it and find out, okay? Yeah, because it's going to be something stupid. It's going to be something, I'm ready, right? I'm ready for it to be something stupid. Brace yourself, darling. It's going to be something stupid. That's what the rabbi calls small talk. Doctor Who's 14th Doctor is secretly unkillable. I used to do this thing, but okay, if you want to amuse your friends at work, right? This is what you do when you go to the coffee tea room. I haven't even started yet. I'm 10 minutes in. I haven't started. You go look at like the coffee tea area where you make coffee tea, and you get out a plastic spoon or a plastic fork or knife is even better. And go, and you say it in the loudest voice possible. I am indestructible. And you take the fork, you go, and you crush it into your chest, and of course your chest is strong. It won't penetrate, right? It's very amusing. It'll make your friends laugh, okay? As David, all the best advice you get here. All the best advice, baby. As David Tennant's 14th Doctor battles the Daleks, Doctor Who shows he's impervious to their shots. Does this point to a bigger villain? No, it points to they're not in real reality, right? Points to they're not in real reality, and I believe Rusty Davies will indeed give you wiggle room in your headcanon to say the entire Jodie era took place in not real reality either, right? That's what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to... And you could give you the wiggle room and say, yes, it did, right? I mean, if the whole thing has taken place in the toy maker's realm or wherever the hell they are, if that is indeed the case, the 13th Doctor era, everybody's happy at that point, right? I mean, the people who like the Jodie era, they get to keep the Jodie era. That all happened. That was all real. People who hated it said, oh, well, it was in the toy makers era. To me, no wonder nothing made sense and all the continuity, went to hell. It's not even like Doctor Who's continuity has been so great, right? So watertight. But it used to be, when they blew up continuity, they'll do it at least for a good story, right? Mordred Undead, I freaking love that story. It's fantastic. Yes, does it screw up Unity? Yes, it does. I kind of like the ambiguity it adds into things, like the wibbly-wobbly, timey-wiminess of it, right? I think that's quite nice. A lot of people, not so much, right? But, at least that's for a good freaking story. The Empty Child... No, was it the Empty Child? No, the Timeless Child. Who's the Empty Child? I know there was an Empty Child. Oh, wait. That was the first Moffat one, right? With the gas mask. That was the Empty Child, wasn't it? I can't remember. It's Sunday morning, mate. Even though it's like Monday morning here in Israel. My brain's not working. Fine, let's have a look. According to the recent Doctor Who story, it seems the 14th Doctor may be secretly unkillable. Okay. I told you it would be dumb tonight. Like I said to Sid and Phil, completely vindicated at this point. Jodie Whittaker's regeneration in the centenary special, The Power of the Doctor, wasn't like any in the show's history. Well, no, I mean, like, Hartnell's regeneration, his clothes changed as well, but we don't mention it. And I believe, and I'm not 100% sure, when Tom Baker regenerated and Peter Davison, his boots turned into plimsolls right away. I don't know. But again, you gotta differentiate between a production error and something that was intended to happen. The Doctor adopted a very familiar form. The likeness of the 10th Doctor. David Tennant, fine. There is precedent for such a degeneration. It's not how do you know it's a degeneration? Right? How do you know that? You don't, do you? I mean, like, if it's a degeneration, why doesn't he look like 15 years younger? Because he doesn't. I mean, I've been watching old David Tennant Doctor Who, and while he looks reasonably sprightly and can carry it off nicely, he doesn't look like he did in 2006, mate. I mean, like, and again, he looks great. He looks better than me. I will give you that, 100%. He doesn't look like 2006 David Tennant now, does he? Don Baker returned as a potential future Doctor in the 50th anniversary. Well, that wasn't degeneration either. You don't know what that was. But the Doctor seemed more than a little surprised. Well, yeah, like, what? I can't remember what it was. I know these teeth. That was David Tennant's line, I think, wasn't it? The 14th Doctor's adventures are continuing in a surprising way. Or not really. It was surprising at first, but now it's been months. It's not that surprising. Returning showrunner Russell Davies made no secret of his love for transmedia. God, stop using corporate bollocks speak, would you? Really? Transmedia? You just want to write the word trans, don't you? That's what it is. You can't help yourself. Ooh, bit of trans. Ooh, I'm going to write trans. God, losers. Transmedia. He's arranged for Doctor Who magazine to pick up the story from the Power of the Doctor. Well, let's be honest with this, right? It's a win-win situation. Right? It's a win-win solution to a problem. The problem is everybody hated Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. When I say everybody, I'm talking colloquially. God, these people are so dumb. Yeah, it didn't do well, right? It fared very, very, very badly, right? It fared very badly for a pretty good reason, that it was garbage. It was low quality crap, right? But the normies hated it. The normies didn't hate it. They didn't know it existed. They stopped watching it. You watch Doctor Who? Nah, it's no good with the girl in it now. That's essentially what they said. This is not me, right? This is the water. And everybody stopped watching it, right? The ratings were in the toilet. It did very badly. Even like the BBC ratings, which I call a little bit of BS there, right? I mean, they do massage those numbers somewhat. Oh look, somebody hovered over that on iPlayer. Well, that's a view. It's like Lord of the Rings, right? Lord of the Rings said, how billions of people have experienced Lord of the Rings. That meant when they turned on, was it Amazon Prime, they played a trailer for it. And no matter, if you only got a second trailer in, oh, that's the view. That's the view, right? So even there, a little bit suspect ratings, were absolutely pitiful, right? It did. It's so weird how people are like, no, she wasn't unsuccessful. Well, she was if you define success and failure in the way that we always have done before. If you want to redefine it as something new, I mean, it seems a bit disingenuous to me. It does, quite frankly. But okay, that's what you want to do, I guess. That's you, baby. You do you. But yeah, no. So the normies don't know from Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who. They don't know about the time of the show. They just know they didn't watch it. They just know it was lecturing, boring pap, right? It was much like the Pete McTeague. Fit right in. It's like, oh, gotta show they're lesbians. Oh, why, Pete? Why? Why can't they be friends in a cave? No! These aren't just friends. These are people who love to eat carpet. Oh, it's so stunning and brave. And see that glass ceiling breaking? No, I don't, mate. I don't see a glass ceiling breaking. I see you being deranged. Anyway. So they don't know anything about Doctor Who. They know they like David Tennant. That was fun. That they know about, right? They're not expecting to see Jodie Whittaker's TARDIS, which, much like Jodie Whittaker's era, was a piece of shit, right? It was an absolute piece of shit design. They're not expecting to see Jodie Whittaker's sonic screwdriver, right? Fans, however, will be like, how did the TARDIS change? How did the sonic screwdriver change? And look, it's us. I'm taking the piss out of us because we do that, right? We do that. Like, so it's the best of all freaking worlds, right? It's they're dealing with all the continuity from Power of the Doctor to the 60th anniversary specials. In the comic strip, where no norm is going to sit, they're just going to see delightful Doctor Who come on and have absolutely no connection to Jodie Whittaker whatsoever, no mention of her. They're just going to have fun, right? It's just going to be a fun, I think, anyway, I'm not from the future, a fun, entertaining show. I mean, that's assuming we even get to it without there being a nuclear holocaust, which I don't know, they keep telling us it's going to happen every 20 minutes, but as yet, we're fine. I'm always worried when I make a video. Is this going to see the light of day? I don't know. I'm a worried person. That's me for you. Anyway, I digress. So that's what it's a win-win. The fans get to have continuity. The normies get to not have to think about Jodie bloody Whittaker, and everyone's happy, right? Everyone's happy. And again, if they can say that whole era happened in a different reality, then we're all groovy, right? Literally everybody's groovy. At that point, I mean, you might not like the Rusty Davies new era Doctor Who, but God, I think it's going to be pretty bloody good, mate. Where are we up to? Fine. And the latest U586 has dropped her most intriguing hints to date. It seems the new Doctor really may be unlike his predecessors. Okay, even though he is one of the predecessors. Yeah, I'm actually warming up to this so much. I kind of regret not getting that regeneration set that just came out from Character Options. I honestly, If they can find a continuity way an in-continuity way to explain the Jodie Whittaker Doctor, I'm happy at that point, right? I would have that action fit, and having the multi-costume one, that I have to hold out, right? Anyway, the 14th Doctor is going up against his old enemy, the Daleks, but unfortunately, the confrontation goes badly. Yeah, this is in the World Cup in 1966, right? So continuity is being torn apart, as it normally is in the Jodie Whittaker era, right? At first, the Doctor managed to avoid the blast, but he's up against an entire army, and as soon as winds up being blasted by countless shots at once. Essentially, it's a cliffhanger moment, right? It's a which they're doing well. I feel bad that Russ Leach isn't getting this work. I really do. They want to have like a superstar artist do it, and I get it, right? I do get it. But yeah, all the Daleks shot him like, and the next issue, oh, he's fine. death by Dalek or extermination is horrific. One of the best bits of Doctor Who ever, right? In my opinion, in my humble opinion, wasn't a special effect. It was a piece of absolutely fantastic acting that, you didn't even notice. It was so good. Remembrance of the Daleks, right? When Doctor Who basically came back after being away for a few years, it really was like that. If you weren't there, like, oh, this is suddenly very, very, very good after... a few ropey years. Like, I'm actually into it, but there's a scene in it where Sylvester McCoy is inspecting a body, right, of this dead soldier, right, and he puts his hand in and he goes, oh, and he has this expression, oh, massive internal displacement, right, and it just really sells that the Daleks are made much more of a threat just by having that really great bit of acting and decent bit of scripting too, because Dalek gun is designed to cause maximum amount of pain. Dalek scientists devised Dalek guns, devised guns that did not merely kill; they would exterminate. Robert Sherman's novelization of Dalek explains. To kill suggests something respectful. Dude, this is a bit of side prose from a Doctor Who book, right? This is not. Chiseled in stone. The episode explains to kill something to kill suggests something respectful. One rids the body of life, but at the end of the process, it still may be recognizable, right? To exterminate something altogether is different. To destroy from within and completely with no trace, leaving nothing. Okay, yeah, being exterminated is bad, right? Being exterminated is bad. Is the toy maker keeping the Doctor alive? I just don't think they're in. I mean, for God's sake, look at this picture right now, right? That's David Tennant in 2006. It doesn't look like that David Tennant, right? It looks like that 15 years later, quite frankly. Surprisingly, though, the newly regenerated 14th Doctor emerges unscathed. He could be... This is the first hour after regeneration. That's been totally established, that you can, have bits lobbed off you, and you'll just grow back, right? By David Tennant's Doctor, Christmas Invasion. Still trying to remember what the name of that giant spider is. I mean, if I look at it, I'll remember. Rachnos! Yes, that did the trick! Bloody hell! That actually did the trick! Empress of Rachnos. There you go, thank you. I'd like to set something up early in the stream, then do a callback. Fine. Where are we up to? So the Dalek shots have no effect on his body. He's understandably bewildered, but more than a little delighted. It's unclear why the Doctor's apparently unkillable. It may be something is wrong with these Daleks. Alternatively, it's possible that the Doctor is currently protected by an outside power. Doctor Who has provided intriguing clues. I like a bit of intriguing clues to suggest that an external force is responsible for the Doctor's. Again, why do they keep calling it degeneration? It's pretty established Doctor Who lore. I think that people more adept with regeneration can control it better, right? Is it Doctor Who lore? I'm talking about from novels and stuff, but regenerations, you can control it a lot more. Oh, it's established in continuity in Night of the Doctor, right? If the Sisters of Khan can do it, is it San or Khan can do it, then I think Time Lords probably can as well. So fine, I provide intriguing clues that suggest that external is responsible for the Doctor's degeneration, but he could also be kept from being kept from death. If an outside force and indeed a culprit, then the most likely culprit is the Celestial Toymaker. Oh, you're saying he was Celestial? That's about way fifth, according to Screen Rant, I think. The character believed to be played by Neil Patrick Harris in the upcoming Doctor Who special and 6th anniversary specials. A classic villain, the Toymaker has certainly the kind of power needed to force a regenerate. It didn't force it, as well as protect the Doctor from death. For now, however, it seems the Doctor can. Doctor just confirmed the 14th Doctor is invulnerable to harm. Well, that one time, okay. It's a bit of a reach, I would say, a bit of a reach around, quite frankly. But yeah, I don't know. Listen, I think it's a dumb person reading Doctor Who and trying to piece it together. What do you think? What do you expect is going to happen, right? What do you think? Right, let's keep moving on. Let's go a bit of CBR. Fine, I'm not reading this article. This was much more recent. Right? I'm not reading this article. I'm reading it for the headliner. Doctor Who spin-offs are top of mind for showrunner Tzvi Davies. Have you ever heard the expression top of mind before 2022? The first time I heard it, right, was, I can't even remember what it was. Biden had made some gaffe. Some like, oh, we're going to invade Korea. I just say whatever. He just said the wrong thing because he's an old man who's nearly dead. That's just what what's going down. And then they used to have the greatest press secretary of all time. What was her name? She had red hair, and she could make anything. She could spin anything into being positive, right? Literally, it was incredible to watch. Like, you knew she was lying, but she seemed so nice, right? Like, okay. So the new one they replaced her with is what can I tell you? Much like the way they cast Doctor Who in the Chibnall era, was given a job for her identity, which was she's a black lesbian, right? And she's epically awful at her job. I mean, she's got a lot of crap to deal with, but she's epically awful at her job, right? She went from one of the absolute best at it to just something just unbelievably awful, right? Was it Jenna Saki? Was her name? I can't remember. But the new one is Kareem Sangaratha. Okay, whatever. But then, so they said, why did Biden say he's going to invade Iran or something? Whatever dumb shit he said, okay? Look, love him or loathe him, okay? This is not a party political thing. We all got to agree. Biden is an old codger who doesn't know where he is. She was like, well, he was just thinking this, and it was top of mind. So it's top of mind. Kept saying top of mind over and over and over and over again. And so, like, the brainless drones at CBR go, oh, top of mind. That's an expression now. Oh, we got to use that a lot. So, yeah, look, Tzvi Davies has been talking about Nolly that starts this week. This week on ITVX. I have no idea what that is, but ITVX. So he's been doing lots of interviews about it, doing lots of press, being very, very charming, as Tzvi Davies is very good at being. He's a very charming man. And during one charming interview, he was in GQ, and he's talking about, oh yeah, that thing I said I'm going to be doing over and over again for the last 2 years now. Yeah, I'm still doing that, right? There are going to be lots and lots of spin-offs on the Disney Plus channel. We know, right? We know. Let's just keep going. But I just want to grab that headline, because it's just, that's where they got that dumbass expression from. God. Like, maybe if all these people just rub their heads together, their individual brain cells may spark and they'll have an idea. Like, arsehole? I didn't know that. Fine, let's keep going. Doctor Who showrunner wants to model franchise after Star Trek. I think more. I mean, what Star Trek's currently doing, I think they want to model Doctor Who after what Star Trek wanted to do, but epically failed in. I mean, I think they managed to pull it back a bit with Strange New Worlds. The season 2 does not look like it's gonna. It looks like it's gonna slide back, right? I'll be surprised if it doesn't, but maybe, right? I don't know. Picard looks like it might actually be good, right? But like generally speaking, they wanted to have this Star Trek hub where everybody, there'll be lots of Star Trek shows on it that you would love, and the only drawback was it was run by morons, right? Absolute freaking morons. Okay. Paramount Plus, idiots that you are. This is what you need to do. Firstly, make fan films kosher again, right? But say they can only appear on your bloody platform. You get free content. Secondly, Axanar. Everybody wanted to see that, okay? Greenlight Axanar. And okay, you can have alternative timelines. It doesn't matter. Oh... Right, that'll be the first two things. And secondly, I would say do a show like one of the fan films, Star Trek Phase 2, the one with Vic Montanga in it, which I think is very, very good. I very much enjoyed that. Do that! Low budget! Just do that! 12 episodes, easy, done! So the same price as one episode of anything else, you get a full season, which a lot more people will actually watch, right? Oh, hire real writers. That's another thing. That's probably a good idea. Hire real writers who understand and know about Star Trek. And lastly, don't make it propaganda for your insane blithering worldview. And you've got this weird idea that women somehow are second-class citizens in the Western world. I don't know how you came up with this bizarre idea. That women are like, really? I don't see that so well. Okay, but they were. That was true. I mean, like, Nicola Bryant's interview saying that when she went into the BBC in the 80s, one time out of three, somebody would feel up her ass. Okay, that's wrong. I'm not on board for that. I don't think. Don't touch anybody if they don't invite touch. Okay, if they don't invite touch, that's what I think. However, I would say this. It's a very strange day when you get granted access to a boob, right? One boob access that you don't also get the second boob, right? I mean, I don't know what would happen in between the first boob to the second boob, but like, I don't know. In this day and age, I would just check. All right, I would just check. But generally speaking, don't touch anybody that doesn't say, oh yeah, this is okay. And that includes cosplayers. I know they're hot, okay? I know they're very hot, and I know you're horny. That doesn't mean you can touch them. That's a bad thing to do. God, listen to the rabbi, okay? That will make your life better. You want to have good functional relationships? Okay, here's what you got to do. If you're a bloke, talk to a woman and don't treat her like she's from a different species and that you want to eat or own or something. Like, ask her about her day. That's the tip. Listen, right? That's what women really want to do. They want somebody interested in them and do it on a genuine level, right? That's the other thing. Oh, I mean, all these things just seem so simple. I don't know what to tell you. Doctor Who will see Marvel's franchise after Star Trek. Well, hopefully, not after their failure, but after what they want to do. Returning Doctor Who showrunner Rusty Davies wants a 6-year franchise to reach reach the same level as Star Trek's empire of multiple shows. Yes, but in this time to have an empire of multiple shows that people actually want to watch, right? Genuinely speaking, actually want to watch, which they don't right now. Doctor Who showrunner Rusty Davies, who's returning to the series after a decade, has a grand vision, and he compares it to the Star Trek's media empire. That's the landscape that we're in today. That's exactly what he wants to bloody do. All right? In an interview with GQ magazine, which, yeah, that interview is like relentless source of information. He came back to a long answer. According to him, it comes down to a mix of passion and ambition for where he can take the franchise. Yes. Partly it's simply that I love it and always have loved it. I believe that. I really do believe that. David said, but the world has changed. There's so much, and we're now in the age of the streamer. I watched Star Trek Empire with vast envy, right? The way that's turned itself from an old archive show into something fantastic. The cast is so progressive, so good, so beautiful. You're not talking about Discovery, are you? That's unwatchable shit, mate, right? That's like, I think, although he's very charming, right? I think he wants to have that kind of resources. I don't think he wants to make that kind of shit, right? But this is what makes people bloody nervous, right? Like, I don't think people can differentiate between charming media spin and an intent to take a shit on something that you love, right? This is in my opinion, charming media spin. He might be getting ready to take a shit on Doctor Who. I don't know, but it seems to me to be charming media spin, right? Can Doctor Who become the new Star Trek? Man, Star Trek is gonna want to model itself on Doctor Who. It's gonna be that successful, right? And the success is completely only gonna be down to Russell T Davies. Anybody else running this, I wouldn't have any hopes, right? At all. Star Trek, another big science fiction franchise that's been running intermittently since the 1960s, has heavily expanded its output during the streaming era. Yes, but they made just relentless shit. Nobody wants to watch Star Trek Discovery, right? I think it's less watched than Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who, right? Yeah, and I understand. I would be envious of having all those resources. Before the 2010s, the franchise owner Paramount was content with just 1 or 2 shows at a time, and the occasional movie. Oh, you mean with a time when the quality was way higher, right? Yes, I understand that. Now there's currently 5 Star Trek shows in active production. Where you got Star Trek Discovery, Strange New Worlds, Picard, Lower Decks. Oh, I guess, what's the other one? The other cartoon one? Fine, but yeah. Discovery and Lower Decks are unwatchable pap. What's that other cartoon one? That's actually, I've seen the first few episodes of that. Not very Star Trek-y, but actually quite good, right? You can count the cartoons. Look, Picard's been awful, mate. I'm sorry, Picard's been absolutely awful. It looks like it's going to be good this year. It looks like they've learnt their lesson. It looks like they're shitting themselves, right? That everything's about to implode. And Strange New Worlds was actually quite good, right? It was actually quite, but Discovery was dire. Fine. Progeny, there you go. While the BBC still owns Doctor Who, the streaming service Disney Plus is investing in the show's international distribution outside the UK and Ireland. Davies said that with these extra resources from the streaming platforms, he hopes that Doctor Who might eventually approach the Star Trek's modern pace. I think by the time that happens, that's probably going to be 2026. And Star Trek will be this iteration of Star Trek will probably be forgotten by them. It'll probably be over and done. Davies was originally Doctor Who showrunner at the beginning of its revival in 2005 and handled the show's Crystal Record and David Tennant era. He also created... Yes, we know. He invented the idea of, like, you know, the multiple universe thing, right? The shared universe, not multiple universe. He also created Torchwood, stepping down 2009 at the same time when Stephen Moffat became the new showrunner and Matt Smith became the new Doctor. However, both David and Tennant will be returning to their old roles later this year with 3... We know, mate. I mean, now you're just in puff piece territory, right? Then Shooty Gatwa. Fine. Let's... we're still good, though. Let's go to another article, right? Doink. Oh, God! So, yes, this is what I was talking about. So, there was a lot good about this bloody trailer, apart from the opening line, where you have these 2 lesbians spelunking. I don't even know what they're doing. Let's see what they have to say about it. Let's see how long is this article. Yeah, we're going to run through this one. Absolutely, totally. 5. BBC and new Doctor Who promotional trailer features the return of Katie Manning as the classic companion Jo Grant. Excellent setup for a spin-off. Actually, that's what I thought when I saw it too, right? Jo Grant Adventures, I'd love to see it. Oh, Bella Ramsey, not very good and not very well cast, I should say, over in Last of Us. A delightful trailer for the latest Doctor Who box set has come back, has brought back classic companion Jo Grant, played by Katie Manning, the world's longest running blah blah blah. 60th anniversary, most of the focus understandably on the future. Fine. Yeah, it's one of the few things that's working, right? BBC confirmed the much-anticipated release of Doctor Who's collection Season 9, starring John Pertwee and Katie Manning from 1972. They don't tell you that. I do. I had that in. Why? Because I'm vaguely knowledgeable about the shit I'm talking about. Manning already returned as Jo in the Centenary special last year. Was she in the scene in Power of the Doctor? I don't think she was in Power of the Doctor. It's a Centenary special last year. The release of the trailer for Doctor Who Season 9 collection reveals Jo as still travelling the globe, working to protect listen, anything with Jo Grant, it was lovely. Like, the way that she thought back to Phil Bevan and she, like, looked back on her, like, that was just beautiful. I was in tears. I absolutely love that. And I love that she was still doing the, the Jo Granty thing. But, man, that sea devil that appeared at the end was so ropey. Oh, mate. It's a delightful one that projecting a sea devil infant, according to Jo. Climate change is disrupting the sea devil's nesting habits, leading them to coming on land. Yeah, Pete, mate. Pete, can you stop screaming to me about your non-theist, what's it called, a non-theistic religion, right? That's basically you have a non-theistic religion that you believe 100%. Great. Yeah, I don't... Just shut up, arsehole. Could Joe's new status quo set up a Doctor Who spin-off? Absolutely could. Although she's a bit long in the tooth. I mean, she seems so full of life and energy, but, like... So do I in front of the camera. I'm, like, falling apart in real life. I guess. But that's not when I say falling apart, I mean physically, mainly. Manning's Joe Grant was one of the most popular classic Doctor Who companions, in large part because of the excellent dynamic between the Third Doctor, her and Third Doctor John Pertwee. Also, Joe Grant, like Katie Manning, is just like so loving, and so it just makes you feel good. Introduces a scatty-brained assistant who will be forced on unit by her wealthy parents. Joe initially... Okay, this is just history of Joe Grant. Every Doctor has their natural true companion. Joe Grant was a definitive for the Third Doctor. It's no coincidence that Season 9's collection means Joe's entire tenure of companion is to be celebrated as part of the range. Oh yeah, that's nice to know. In universe, Joe left the Doctor when she fell in love with an environmental activist. Dr. Jones, what's his name? I can't remember. What was his name? Manning reprised the role as Sarah Jane Adventures, revealing that she becomes something a globe-trotting adventurer in her own right. Well, that's why I really like the Sarah Jane Adventures, even though I didn't really like it. It wasn't really for me. It was a bit too juvenile. But, like, you kind of got the feeling that from Sarah Jane's point of view, the Doctor was part of her adventures. And kind of, I feel the same thing about Joe Grant as well. That's how I kind of look at it. She was deeply upset, but she was deeply upset the Doctor never visited her. But he settled the matter by admitting he'd never been able to track her down. She'd been traveling too much. Yeah, so this new thing coming out from Big Finish, it's Jo Jones when she's older meeting with Doctors. This must take place after that. Doctor Who Season 9 collection trailer clearly continues this art, revealing Joe is still active as an environmentalist. I know, I love it being an environmentalist. Even if she's apparently now part of a wider organisation. This likely follows on from the companion reunion. No, it's nothing to do with the companion reunion and Power of the Doctor. Blithering moron that you are. Which set the Doctor's companions, former companions working together alongside Unit. I wouldn't be surprised to see I'd much more like to see a Sophie Aldred spin-off, right? I really think she could bring it. Good luck to you, Sophie. Really, I would love to see her get that job. And I would watch that. And I'll freaking enjoy it. Why don't have any freaking grandchildren yet? Bloody children. They just won't go out. You can't get them down the freaking aisle for love nor money. It's interesting to speculate whether Season 9 collection also helps a potential spin-off. Manning's enduring popularity as well as interesting status quo means such an approach would be ideal. The trailer even gives a nod to the previous companions sign-off that Sarah Jane mentioned. Yes, I liked that she had the Sonic Lippy, right? That was nice. Russell Davies expected to expand the so-called Whoniverse. Well, they did trademark it and make a giant sign of it on their freaking wall. It's like, that's a sign that thing's staying, when it's on the wall, right, in Cardiff. During his second tenure as showrunner, it will be thrilling to see more Manning. I mean, maybe a one-off special or something like that. That'll be cool. You know what I want to see? I'll tell you exactly what I want to see. I want to see a Mark Gatiss-led continuation of the Peter Cushing movies. So Mark Gatiss essentially plays the Peter Cushing Doctor, right? And then you can lean into that bright 60s colouring and have, Doctor Who Saves Christmas or something like that. Oh, God, wouldn't you love to see that? Yes, you would. Yes, you would. I would too. The Sea Devils could even serve as something of a subplot. According to the trailer, the Sea Devil colonies are awakening due to climate change. See, okay, I don't mind talking about environmentalism. I can't stand it when it's like awkwardly shoehorned in and like clearly the absolute thing they want to talk about, not in a delightful bloody story. Go back and watch some good Doctor Who to work out how to do it. These idiot children, they just don't have the skill. That's basically the bottom line. They don't have the skill to be able to pull it off. They don't have the skill to pull it off because they're lazy pieces of garbage that don't work on their sodding craft, right? And I think that's one thing Russell Davies is coming to do, to try and teach a new generation of writers how to frickin' write and how not to be the laziest pieces of shit in the world. Because right now, we're all in a competition to be the laziest piece of shit. Well, I'm not, but the world in general, everyone's like competing, saying, how can I be even more lazy than anybody around me? That's just the world we live in. 2023, baby. Strange time. No nuclear war yet. Okay, we can manage to get the video out. Video recorded. Will it ever go out? Well, I guess if you're watching this, the sirens haven't started sounding yet, and we're in good shape. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.